chord progression. So what is chord progression? It is a set of chords that follows a sequence or a pattern. Like for example, you can see here two sets of chords or two chord progressions. Here we have D, A, G, A. If you are just beginning to learn how to play the guitar, most probably these are the first chords that you have learned. 1, 5, 4, 5 in the key of D, or the tonic, dominant, subdominant, and dominant chords, or D, A, G, A in this case. That's an A chord, then you have to resolve back to the D chord. Right. Then there's this 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression, or tonic, dominant, submediant, and subdominant chord progression. In the key of G, that would be G chord, D chord, E minor, and C major chords. And these can be seen in a lot of popular songs nowadays, like Jar of Hearts, Price Tag, and Perfect by Pink.
Let's go. It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Ain't about the cha-ching, cha-ching. Ain't about the ba-bling, ba-bling. Wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Pretty, pretty please, don't you ever feel like you're less than perfect. Pretty, pretty please, if you ever feel like you're nothing, you are perfect to me. Who do you think you are? Running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts and tearing love apart. You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul, so don't come back for me. Who do you think you are?
So each chord, guys, has an assigned function, and since they have these specific functions, the sequence in which they occur or they appear in a song can be quite predictable. Most songs will tend to follow a certain sequence because of these assigned functions. Therefore, learning about these common chord progressions or common chord sequences will prove useful in composing songs. Alright. So, again, what is the function of each chord then? So, in the introduction video, you noticed that the tonic and dominant chords, or the first and fifth chords, recurred a lot in the songs. In fact, you can create a full song using only these two chords, tonic and dominant, or the first and fifth chords of your song key. But that would be very boring. Of course, you have to add something else for more variety. So we need to have more options. That is why we have to understand the function of each chord and learn how this knowledge can be applied in songwriting. Right. In this slide, I'm giving you the assigned functions per chord depending on their scale degree, right? So the first chord, or the tonic chord, it serves as the home chord and it gives you the feeling of resolution. Then the fifth chord, it serves as the dominant chord, or it creates the feeling of tension, and it demands that you go back to the home chord, or it demands that you resolve your song. Okay, so the chords that serve as the foundation of any popular song nowadays are the 1 and 5 chords, or the tonic and dominant chords. Home chords provide stability, as I've said, and that is why you have to always end your song in the home chord. And then the fifth chord, or the dominant chord, provides a feeling that is opposite of the tonic chord. So it gives you a feeling of tension and uncertainty. So if like in life, right, if you want to grow as a person, you have to undergo challenges, trials, and pressure, right? So that is also applies in songwriting. So our songs also have to go through a certain amount of tension, and it has to resolve back to our home chord, or in a stable chord, which is the tonic chord. And what about the other chords, miss? So the other chords can serve as fillers or substitutes. The fourth chord, or the dominant chord, by the way, it emphasizes the motion away from the tonic chord and sets up the tension. So it's like a transition between the first and fifth chord, or the tonic and dominant chord. So yeah. What else? So the fillers that you can use are the second, third, sixth, and seventh chords, or the supertonic, mediant, submediant, and leading tone chords. And for substitutes, the tonic chord can be substituted by the sixth chord or the submedian chord. The subdominant chord can be substituted by the second chord or the supertonic chord, and then the fifth chord can be substituted by the third chord and the seventh chord, or the median chord and the leading tone chord. Alright? And then, like here, for example, key of C. So technically, you can create a song using these two chords lang, C and G, or the tonic and dominant chords of the key of C. G, then go back to C. Because you have to provide that feeling of resolution, right? So how about when we put the F chord, which is the subdominant chord of the key of in the key of C, so that we have the transition between the C and G chord. Okay, let's see how that sounds like. C, F. Sorry. Okay. Okay, what if you want to use substitutes? Like, for example, you want to substitute, you want to use the second chord or the supertonic chord as a substitute for the fourth chord. So you can have 1, 2, 5, 1 instead of 1, 4, 5, 1. So this is how it would sound like: C, D minor, G, and C if you're in the key of C. Sorry. Again, it depends on your preference. If you want it to be an F, then that's okay. If you want it to be a D minor, then that is okay as well, as long as your chords match your melodies. Now, what if you want to use fillers? Like here, the next chord progression, 1, 6, 3, 5. The sixth chord, or the submediant chord, served as an extension of the first chord. Okay? Because the first chord can be substituted by the sixth chord. So technically, it's like you're playing one. It's like you're playing 1, 1, right? But yeah. And then the third chord, so you can see here, can be a substitute for the fifth chord. So technically, it's like you're playing 1, 1, 5, 5, right? But you used substitutes. 1, 3. 1, 6 pala to. Sorry, 1, 6, 3, 5. Forgive me. Okay. 1, 6, 3, 5. C, A minor. Right? This two sound the same. C, A minor, right? Because technically they both function as the home chord. And then E minor. Okay, 3 and 5 both function as the dominant chord, or they create tension. Then it has to go back, of course, to the key of to the chord C. Again. E minor, G, go back to C. Right. So I hope that is clear enough, guys. Right. Next. So in this slide, you are given commonly used chord progressions, so common chord progressions, in the form of Roman numerals 1, 5, 4, 5, as I've shown you earlier. D, A, G, A in the key of D. In the key of C, that would be C, G, G, and then in the key of G, that would be G, D, C, D, 1, 5, 4, 5. So if you want to, from the key of C, you want to transpose your song into the key of G, this will be your new set of chords. And where did I get that? Remember the table that I introduced in the last playlist? Okay, this is your key of C. Our chord progression is 1, 5, 4, 5. So therefore, C, G, F, G are your chords. Now, if you want to transpose to the key of G, you will be referring to this row. So your new chords would be G, D, C, D, right? As shown here. Now we have another common chord progression, 1, 6, 4, 5. In the key of C, that would be C, A minor, F, G. In the key of G, that would be G, A minor, C, D. Again, 1, 6, 4, 5, right? So let's check that in the table, 1, 6, 4, 5. In the key of C, 1, C, 6, A minor, 4, 5. So C, A minor, F, G. In the key of G, that would be G, E minor, C, D. That is if you want to transpose to another, transpose or modulate, or no, just transpose to another key, but retain the original melody, the overall feel of your song. Maybe you find it hard to sing your song, it's too low, maybe too high, so you have to transpose, right? So we also have this long chord progression that is also common. Yeah, so key of C, this will be the set of chords, and in the key of G, this will be a new set of chords. Now let's see here, 6, 5, 4, 5. So this is a common chord progression. In the key of C, this would be A minor, G, F, G. A minor, G, F. Then of course, you have to go back to C, right, to feel resolved. Okay, so what if we want to get the chords for the key of G? This is missing. Okay, so what is the sixth chord in the key of G? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be an E. But, right, the sixth chords must always be in the minor chord, right? Or minor quality. So E minor. Fifth chord would be G, A, B, C, D. So D, major. Fourth chord would be G, A, B, C, or C. Then the last chord would be G, A, the fifth chord, G, A, B, C, D. So D. 1, 5, 4, 5. E minor. D. C. Then, of course, you have to go back to G to feel resolved. Okay. So there, very common chord progressions. And you can actually Google this. You can find this online. These are the other common chord progressions that you can follow. Maybe if you have no idea what chords you can use in your song, then yeah, you can consult this table, or you can create your own, as I've shown you earlier. By of course, your foundation, you have to have a tonic chord and a dominant chord, then you just use fillers and substitutes in between. All right. So here we are given here a song that is by Ed Sheeran. I'm using this a lot of Ed Sheeran songs because most of his songs are very structured. Okay, so I think the title of this song is perfect. E minor, C, G, D, 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 and G. So as you can see here, there is a recurring pattern. E minor, C, G, D. So maybe that is the chord progression used in this particular passage. So let's try to figure out the song key first. And how do you do that? One of the easiest way is to check the last chord of the song, because of course home chords, you have to go back to the home chord, right? That should always be your last chord in a song to provide stability. So most probably the last chord would be your song key as well. So G, let's try, maybe it's in the key of G. Key of G. Okay, so let's try to figure out the chord progression used in the song. Is it 1, 5, 6, 4? So let's try. What is the chord, what is the first, okay, I'll just give you the pitches of the key of G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Okay, what is the first chord of the key of G? Of course, G. Fourth chord in the key of G. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be a C major chord, sorry. What is the sixth chord? That would be an 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, an E minor chord. And the fifth chord would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a D major chord. So is it the same? No, it's not the chord progression used in this song. So let's try the next common chord progression. 1, 6, 2, 5. These common chord progressions were taken from the table that I showed you earlier. 1, 6, 2, 5. First chord in the key of G, that's G. The sixth chord in the key of G, that would be an E minor. The second chord in the key of G, G, A, that will be an A minor. And fifth chord would be a D major. So again, it doesn't match what's given here in the chord sheet. Maybe it's a third one. Well, obviously it is a third one now. So the sixth chord of the key of G is the E minor. Fourth chord would be C. Fifth chord would be the G. And the first chord would be the G. And the fifth chord, or the dominant chord, would be a D. And of course, later on you have to resolve to G. Okay, like as shown here. So, of course, this is not the original song key. It's transposed already, or you have to have a couple. Perfect tonight. Okay. Quite hard to get the pitches, the correct key right, and of course that's another challenge. But yeah, this is the chord progression used in this song. Okay. So well, if you want to transpose the song into another key, like for me, I couldn't sing it because maybe I wasn't comfortable with the song key, then I can transpose it into another key like F, then do the procedure that I have shown you. Okay, so identify the first, fourth, sixth, seventh chords of key of F. Yeah, so yeah, that one. Maybe let's just skip. Now we have here harmonic rhythm. So we know now how to identify the chords in a chord progression in a particular song. We know now how to identify the key of the song, yeah, which chords might be appropriate for the song, yeah, choose an appropriate chord progression. Now, how often should we change our chord? So the concept harmonic rhythm can teach us that, or can make us understand that particular skill. So by definition, it is the rate at which the chords change or progress in a musical composition. So like here, for example, same song. So I hope this plays. Let's count how often did Ed Sheeran change the chords of his song. I'll be counting using my fingers here. Hopefully it matches. Okay, no delays.
Because we were just kids when we fell in love.
Or change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own. And in your eyes, you're holding mine.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so you can see here in the pre-chorus, Ed Sheeran changes chords every 4 counts, except for this time. And then when the chorus part came, so Ed Sheeran now changes chords every 2 counts. Okay, let's count it. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it, darling. You were perfect tonight.
G. Then of course it changes, the harmonic rhythm changes again in the next part of the song. So it's very useful to know that there is a pattern, and we can establish one, whether it be every 4 counts, every 2 counts, or every count. So it's really up to you, as long as there's regularity in it. You're the composer, so it's up to you. Okay, so yeah. Now, application in songwriting. So previously, in the previous terms, we have tackled how to write the text or the lyrics of your song, and how to write the melodies using the pitches of your scale. And now we can supply our song with chords, and I'll be elaborating on that in the next video. So there's just the steps that I have been stressing again and again, or emphasizing again and again. So step 1, get the key. Step 2, get the scale. And then step 3, that's the time that you can get the chords of your key. Alright? Next video,